Hi, this is my vlog. I haven't done it in a week. A lot has happened since my last vlog. I had to quit the job in DC because I didn't have a place to stay. I'm back in Richmond. I'm eating pizza, so I'm happy. It's been 7 months on hormones. Um, I've lost 13 pounds since the last time I was at my doctor's appointment. And my blood pressure is normal now. It's not hypertension. But I've basically quit smoking. I still cheat every once in a while. And I think my boobs are bigger than they were a month ago. I think. Yeah, they are really, really obviously breasts. Although they're still small for my frame, but they work. I like them. They are fun to touch. That's Vi laughing at me. Let's see. I did get a new job within 2 days. I come back to Richmond. It's the same type of thing I was doing in DC. It's canvassing, but trying to keep uranium out of our water instead of working for LGBT rights, and I care more about LGBT rights. But I have met with a professor. She's going to help me out, and I'm going to have the only openly transsexual professor helping me write my paper also. And I'm going to write it about, I think I'm going to write it about trans activism. Get some pizza. And oh, there's Kevin. What are you?
Kevin just came
BC
back from running.
recreational. Okay, so I re-recorded my voicemail, and my voice is pretty good. I sound like a woman in my voicemail, so that is a wonderful thing. And let's see, I think I talked about my earrings last vlog, but my mom gave them to me. I like them. Anyway, let's see. I do want to talk about trans rights. A lot of things, like, I started thinking about it a little bit more recently. A lot of things kind of bugging me. I don't know. I'm too good of a mood to talk about things bugging me. I'll try anyway. Um, like, okay, well, I came back from DC and I was feeling really altruistic because having been homeless one night in DC, I was like, I should give more to people. And went on my message board, the message board of the trannies in Richmond, or James River Transgender Society, which I don't really go to the meetings, but I read something, and this lady was like, "Oh, I'm homeless and really depressed." So I wrote her, "Are you do you have a place to stay?" And she's like, "Oh, well, I say the homeless shelter. They're not as enlightened as they are in Richmond, or as they are other places, and they always put me with the men." I'm like, "Well, you can sleep on my couch if you need to. It's the shittiest apartment in Richmond, but that's all right. You're welcome to the couch." And like, I didn't want to meet her, and I have a dead ball, so it's not. I wasn't really putting myself in too much risk. I mean, as in I have a dead ball on my room, but so she called me up. I was already at Babes. I was like, yeah, you can come here. I'll give you the key. You can let yourself in. Sleep on the couch. I stayed at this place before, and honestly, that's not that unusual.
No, not
Um,
really. No.
but she's like, no, I don't want to do that. So the next day, I was in the library. I go to the library every day. I'm trying to do research for this paper, and she comes and sits down next to me. It's like, hey, you finally get to meet me. And I was like, she didn't. I mean, perhaps I'm being really judgmental. She didn't even look remotely transgendered. Like she had a beard. He had a beard. I was like, and it was just really creepy because we talked on the phone, but the fact that we never met, like, it was kind of creepy that she singled me out of the library. Or one, even if she was a friend of mine, I usually don't talk to people at the library so much because I'm actually there with a purpose. But but also the fact, in fact, she came up to me when I'm on the computer. So I was telling the story to my friend Jesse, which is what I actually want to talk about. This story kind of illustrates my example, and part of the story, how she said that the homeless shelters in Richmond aren't very enlightened, and she couldn't say it. And Jesse was like, "Well, you can't have just anyone going into the women's section because women get raped." And Jesse's really friendly, and granted, with this person, I thought this person was more like me. I don't know. I mean, at this point, it would be very, very dangerous to put me in the men's section. I have probably a much higher possibility of getting raped than the normal woman or killed if I were to be put in a men's section. Um, and that's kind of one of those issues where like I'm not, so many people don't really consider me really a woman, even though like I face all the same dangers, but there, the legal distinction. And I mean, I see her point, so it's not like I think anyone who says they're a woman, regardless. But maybe we could be like, I would more enlightened like Pakistan, and have like a third gender for people who are in transition. Because one effect of hormones, I am young, so I'm not like impotent as far as I can still get an erection, but it takes a lot of work because because I am still young, I still can do it, but hormonally, chemically castrated, so it takes a lot. I am not going to be raping anyone, but not that I ever would anyway. And I'm saying this, and I can see someone thinking this is a horrible thing, but believe me, I never liked having an erection anyway. It, yeah. So the fact that I don't get them anymore is actually kind of a wonderful thing for me. But because if you're transgender, you kind of understand that, or not transgender, transsexual. Um, Well, see, another thing I wanted to talk about was how, and I talked about it briefly. See, I was at my job in DC, something I realized when I was sitting in my favorite bar on Sunday, and I ended up, I just wanted to go someplace where I could be anonymous. I ended up going to Cary Street instead, where no one knew me. It's like I wanted to be social and I wanted to talk to people. And honestly, I wanted to talk to my friends. It's like most of my friends still see me as something different, or maybe they respect me as Natalie now, but they still think of me as, and they still see the man that I was. And like in DC, no one saw that. I was just Natalie. And like since I came out of the closet, or rather since I started transitioning over a year ago, it was like April, end of April last year that I
Yeah.
started transitioning, even though I've only been on hormone 7 months. But since I started going out as Natalie, like I haven't, it's been a long time since I've experienced what it's like to be treated like just a normal person. And like, granted, it's a different gender now, and it kind of surprised me sometimes, like being in a restaurant, and like I was sitting on the side of the table with all the other women, like, oh, the women on one side and the men on the other, and it's like, I would not get that in Richmond. Even people kind of, that maybe they don't talk about what I'm going through, but like, they also don't want to include me. And so much is like, and that was kind of hard to have to give up, come back to Richmond where I'm still, even though I don't look like a thing between, I still am in a lot of people's eyes. Um, so, yeah, this is a rambling vlog. I apologize for it. Oh, and I guess I will just briefly talk about 7 months on hormones as of Thursday. I'm going to take my semi-nude pics. I bought new underwear today. I'm happy about that. Um, I needed new underwear badly. Like, so I bought new underwear and I got my hormones filled and I went and got my blood work done. And next week, hopefully, they're going to double my hormones. And then these breasts will be like really very, very Inignor inignorable. But I'll tell you what, what, I put on a one of my guy T-shirts. Like I still have a couple of them, just that I used to wear, and just to kind of see whether you can see my breasts under them. And with my like my normal guy T-shirts, like as they're I don't my chest doesn't look abnormal for a guy, except for the fact that you can really, really see my nipples. And and I was like, well, people would look at me and think, oh, that person has breasts, but I would make people really uncomfortable if I was talking to them without like wearing a sports bra underneath what I was wearing. And then, of course, if I wear like any ordinary bra, it gives them some shape. But then, if I don't wear a bra with like a shirt like this, then you can still see them. So they are what I guess they're probably A cups. I'll have to see what God tells me when I get my pictures. Anyway, that is 10 minutes of rambling vlog. Um, yeah.